What's happening, guys? Welcome to another episode of Operation 2022. Today we're going to go through a leg workout, and this is actually the beginning phase of a new split that I'm running. So I've been on the same split basically since I started the off season in August-ish, and things have been going really well. I'm feeling good. Physique-wise, things are changing in the gym. Obviously, I'm making a ton of progress, hitting PRs on many lifts, and basically at like all-time strength level, which is awesome, which is a very exciting place to be this early in the off season when we still have a projected year. Sorry about that, my tripod fell. What I was saying was very exciting to see where the strength is at when we still have a projected year left before we start prep again. So last week I hit a pretty substantial number for me. I had a stiff leg deadlift of 500 pounds for 5 reps. So I'll play that right now so you guys can check that out. So yeah, good lift, really happy with that. However, I'm starting to get to the top end where my deadlift is, getting strength-wise and where I can start to recover from it. And with everything else I'm doing with squatting, leg pressing, and all that other stuff, my lower back fatigue is, getting a lot higher than I want it to be. So I've had to rejig things a little bit. I'm implementing the hack squat now, which is the newest piece that I've added to the home gym. And I've actually taken my deadlift volume down from 2 big sets down to 1 per week. So I was gonna do my deadlifts yesterday on pull day, which normally if you guys have been following me, you know that I was deadlifting on leg day before, but I've switched it now to pull day so I can add in the hack squat on today's leg day, among other things. So today, I'm gonna walk you guys through today's workout. So we're just gonna get warmed up now, spend 5-10 minutes on the treadmill, do some mobility stuff, and then we'll get into it. So first exercise, we're starting with the lying hamstring curl. Now, I find personally starting with hamstrings, especially if I'm doing squat-like maneuvers, like the plate-loaded hack or the lying hack squat, I find it helps. It honestly, getting the blood flow in the back of the leg, getting the knees warmed up for sure, it just feels better when I go into those compound movements after the fact. I don't find it takes away from my strength in those movements at all. So starting with the lying hamstring curl, we're gonna do 3 sets, 2 kind of in the 10 to 15 rep range, and then the last one a little bit lighter, a little higher reps with a rest pause set. You guys will see when I'm doing that hamstring curl, I'm not fully straightening my legs all the way down. When you go, if I'm extending my legs, so this is my knee, if I go all the way down to here and back up, from like here to here, your calf is doing a lot of work. So when you want to do just hamstrings, stop about here and then come all the way up and finish your hamstring curl, okay? So you're not fully straightening the knee and squeezing up, you're kind of doing like a 3/4 rep, although it is a full rep for your hamstrings. So we got that first set in, time for set 2. Why rest pauses? Well, simply put, it's an easy way to get more good quality reps in versus doing something like a drop set where you're dropping the weight back and trying to build that fatigue up a bit because your weight's lighter, you're a little bit fresher. Whereas if you do a rest pause, you hit a failure point, right there it was like 10 or 12 reps. Rest, 15, 20 seconds, go back in with the same weight, hit another failure point. Probably if you're really hitting failure on that first one, you're probably only gonna get maybe 2 to 6 more reps. So it's some way to woo, I'm gassed. It's an easy way to get more effective reps in than just doing like extra volume for the sake of it. All right, next up, we've got a pretty nasty superset for the quads. Again, I personally don't find this really takes away doing isolation work from the compound stuff. Like I said, I find it helps me, makes my knees feel a lot better than if I was just to jump into the compound work without doing like isolation stuff beforehand. So we're doing some quad work now with a single leg extension, and then you guys can see the dumbbells over there. We're gonna do a dumbbell split lunge. You're gonna see this is a quad focused superset, so how I set up my lunge is to activate and emphasize the quads more. Obviously, lunges can be done 100 different ways depending on the muscle group you're trying to target. This setup is specifically for the quads. Let's get it. We did the leg extension single leg with a split squat. In the split squat, like I mentioned, focusing on the quads, so we had the heel elevated on a plate. So we really focused on driving the knee forward, putting the emphasis on the quads. If I was to stay more upright and keep my knee, shin very vertical versus driving the knee forward, puts more emphasis on the glutes. Not a bad thing, but if we're trying to hit quads, we gotta get that knee forward. So we got 3 sets here. Both exercises are higher rep, 15 to 20 per leg, and it sucks. Okay, we're into our first big compound, the plate loaded squat. This is the one that we're trying to progress week to week to week. We got 510 on there. We got 500 last week for 12, 10 to 12 here. Alexa, play Down with the Sickness.
Down with the Sickness by Disturbed from Spotify.
Fuck yeah. Okay, we got our 12 with the 510, so I'm happy with that. Now we're going down to 460 pounds for a back off set of 15 to 20 reps. Now, with my compounds, I've been running a top and a back off set approach. So basically what that means is we got one heavy set for a lower rep range, one lighter set, and a higher rep range. Now that allows you to get stronger in multiple rep ranges, which is obviously a good thing. And with hypertrophy, we used to think like 3 sets of 10 was the golden rule. 8 to 12 reps was your hypertrophy rep range. Now, we know that that's not the case. That is one rep range, but I'm sorry that I'm trying to catch my breath. We know that multiple rep ranges can elicit hypertrophy as high as even 30 reps, as long as those sets are taken relatively close to failure. So We got our first one. Now we're going in the back off, 15 to 20 reps. This is 10 pounds up from last week, so we'll see what we can do. You guys can see the bands. I leave them on there because it matches the strength profile of the movement. So the bands get tighter at the top, so it's heavier. They lighten off at the bottom, which matches a squat. You're stronger at the top than you are at the bottom. You're more likely to get stuck at the bottom of a squat than the top of a squat. So that's why we got the bands on there. So I'm just getting some intro workout. Pro tip, if you don't have a big water jug, get an orange juice jug. It works like a charm. So this is TCM Nutrition EAAs. There's some creatine in there as well. Obviously a lot of water. The EAAs, the formula, there's also hydration formula in there too, which is good. So yeah, that's what we got. Get this in by the end of the workout. Blue slushy, 10 out of 10 flavor. Those are done, thankfully. That's just hard, man. That 20 rep set gets you every time. We're moving on to the hack now. Normally, I would do the top and back off, but since this is day one of the hack squat, I'm just gonna feel it out, see where my strength's at. Every hack squat's different, depending on the angle, how it moves. So I'm gonna start with 2 plates and just feel it out today, and then we'll progress from there in the weeks and the months coming. Sets of the adductor to finish. We gotta close the gap. remember on the adductor, guys, just like any exercise, you want to avoid using momentum, and this is an exercise I see butchered a lot. People just try to swing their legs in. That's not what you want. Consciously think about pulling the machine together, controlling it on the stretch, pulling it in, using your adductors. They're not gonna grow if you're just flinging the weight around, okay? Okay, workout's done. Did the adductor for 3 sets and then just finished with some calves, but calves isn't exciting, so I didn't record it. Good workout. All in all, I actually went and puked a little bit after that first set of hack squats. I was feeling it after the 20 rep plate loaded squat. I was like, no, like it was kind of here. I'm like, no, we're good. And then I did the first set of 15 on there with the 2 plates, and I was like, I think I could puke. Went inside, kind of stood there above the toilet for a sec, and then proceeded to get sick a little bit, and came out and finished the workout. I wanted to because I've done this for so long, and like me puking from a workout, especially legs, isn't completely foreign to me. Some people just get completely like screwed off by it, and they're like, nope, I'm done. And I've had those too, but this was one of those like moderate sick to my stomach moments, and I was able to continue on. So I feel fine now. It was just that little like 5-minute window of I feel like I could potentially go lay down and die. But yeah, so I mentioned earlier in the video about like when I'm deadlifting and stuff, and with the way I had it structured before, implementing like the hack squat now and trying to continue to progress my back squat, I've had to play around with how I'm gonna deadlift and be mindful of like lower back loading. So I spoke with actually AJ Morris. He helped me with kind of structuring this. So we're gonna do deadlifts on pull day, which would be yesterday, so the day before this workout. Excuse me. I'll have to kind of assess how I feel pulling before this workout and how it affects the squatting and the hack squatting. I'm hoping that it's not too bad, especially only doing one kind of load set. So yeah, but we'll have to address that when the time comes. And then taking out bent over barbell rows and progressing on the chest supported T-bar row, because again, barbell rowing, putting a lot of lower back pressure, lower back loading, which we don't want to add any more than we need to. So we're going to take the barbell row out and just progress stuff that we can take, you know, the load off the lower back and just focus on the lats and stuff like that. So those are just things that, you know, I'm thinking about at this point in my training career. Obviously that's more advanced than maybe some of you guys watching need to consider right now, but you know, for the goals that I have and the rate that I'm going with progressions in the gym, I need to be considerate of that, because if I don't, then I'm going to end up burying myself and you know, creating more fatigue than I need to, you know, not recovering, which then leads to poor sessions, which leads to not progressing, which is obviously not what we want. Anyways, that's enough rambling. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, kind of like a leg day walkthrough. If you guys want to see more stuff like this, obviously let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Operation 2022 next week.